Hello everyone and welcome back to the Nerdy Glasses channel. This is Banished, episode 3, our playthrough here of Banished. It's a survival game that you've got a few folks. They have found themselves in quite a dire situation. They're out in the middle of nowhere. They have to cut down trees and dig up some roots and berries and rocks and cut down some trees and build some little stone houses and fish and all kinds of stuff. So what have we done so far? We have our storage barn built. That's where we keep our food. We've got our stockpile built. You can see what we have in our stockpile. We've got a woodcutter, someone who's cutting firewood for us. We've got a blacksmith. We've got a lodging house, it's called a boarding house here. And it's got a bunch of people in here. I've put out places for 6 new homes to be built. Single family detached homes, as real estate agents would call them. And we have one finished stone house here with 2 lucky people in it who have their very own house. They're married. They're 15 and 13. They're getting started really young because they're probably going to be dead by the time they're 30. So why not go ahead and get started before you really finish puberty? So we've got a stone house going here. I've identified a place for a marketplace. That's a little area in town, kind of like a town square where you've got vendors and merchants set up. And then all your residents within this area of influence that you can see here from the white circle can come here and get their supplies. They don't have to run here and there and everywhere. They can just come right here. It's basically the Walmart of our town of Sharpieville here. In addition to that, we've got a road headed west over here out into the wilderness where we find our gatherer's hut. These folks are going out and getting all kinds of stuff inside the woods. Onions, berries, roots. Here you can see what they get. Mushrooms, all kinds of nice things. In our last episode, we just finished our hunting cabin, and we've assigned one hunter to the hunting cabin. He's already got us some venison, 160 venison, and we've got some leather. Now we can make some hide coats with our leather. As you can see here, we only have 3 stored clothes here. Food's looking good, and then also we have a forester's lodge. This workshop right here cultivates trees. They cut trees and they plant trees. And they cut trees and they plant trees, so that you really have a sustainable, which is, of course is one of our most favorite buzzwords of the current decade. It's sustainable forestry. So we're excellent human beings because we're sustainable. That's what defines what's excellent and what isn't, is how sustainable we are. Nothing else really matters. As long as we're sustainable, then we're good folks. Alright, let's go ahead and let's put it back on 2x. Let's go ahead and get people moving again here. So what do we have people doing right now? We don't have any building projects going on over here. We have a building project here that's on pause, which means they're not allowed to do anything with it. And we've got 5 other home sites here that we've asked our 2 builders to build. So we've got 3 laborers. They're running around doing everything. They're gathering, they're cutting trees down, they're moving things around. We've got 2 builders. They're doing nothing but building. And then we've got our gatherer hut fully staffed. We've got our hunting lodge. 1 out of 3 slots are staffed. Forester 1 out of 4. And we've got a blacksmith going. Now our blacksmith can make tools until we get to 100. And then as you can see right here, that's when the work will stop. If we run out of tools, if we run out of firewood, if we run out of food, then everyone will die. So we have to really pay very close attention to that right there. We have very few logs, we have no stone, and we have 69 iron. So we really do need to focus on getting some logs and some stone, while not keeping our eye off the ball here on these numbers. Okay? So what are our laborers doing? If you look at these little yellow things here, that means that they've been told to clear this. And I had issued an order earlier using this function right here that says remove resources. That means anything within the little square I draw is fair game. Take it all the way down to the ground. So if it's iron or stone or wood, take it all down. That's what's happening. And then as we build up our supplies here, then the builders can come over here and build these little houses. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pause that, I'm going to pause that, and I'm going to pause that. Because if I do that, now they're going to just focus on these 2, and they're actually going to get done. If I just leave these open, then they're just going to chip away at these, and it's going to take forever to get anything totally accomplished. And we need to see results. Because if we don't see results, all these people living in this house right here are going to end up killing each other because of how undesirable the living conditions likely are inside our, what do you call this thing, boarding house. Alright. And what else do we need to move forward? We really need a, it'd be good to have a marketplace, but we're still small enough to where that really won't move the needle yet. We need to get a way to get some crops and some animals. And how do we get crops and animals? The only way to get crops and animals is to have a trading post. And our trading post is a building that's built on the shore here. And when I build this, then suddenly, lo and behold, a boat starts coming down the way, and I had it backwards there, and then we can trade with them. Well, how do we trade with them? We have to fill this trading post with inventory, so we have something to sell. Well, that takes away from the inventory from our town. So we have to be very cognizant of what we're doing there. Let's put him down here where I can see it. There we go. Let's make sure we're not... I want to be able to build a road to the north of that too, so let's put him right... I'll tell you what, I want to build... Nah, let's do the first plan here. Let's... Bam, bam, bam. Okay. How far along are these? Boom, boom. Okay, I need stone, and I need iron, and we need a lot of it. And to really get a lot of stone and iron, you're going to have a quarry and a mine. So, what's the most important? So this big circle right here around the marketplace is the area which should really be reserved for our houses. So if I put a big huge quarry in here, look how big this thing is. It's going to be the very last thing I click on. That's going to have what I need in it. Okay. Quarry right here. See how big that is? And look how big so I want all houses in here. Because if I don't have that, then I'm not very efficient. So, okay. So I want to sneak that quarry in right up here if I can. So let's see. Yeah, see, it's going to take up some of it. There's not really a lot I can do about that. Let's see if I can find a better spot for it. Also, if I come in here, our gatherer's hut's here, our wood people are here, forestry lodge, and hunting cabin. If I put a big quarry here, then that makes these people less efficient. So, but we also don't want them to be too far away from our stockpile. I think this right here is really going to be the place that we need to put our quarry, really. And we can put mines here. So in order to make sure we're maximizing and being as efficient as we can, let's do this. Yeah, it's a big ugly. Let's do that. And let's see. Now, this stuff's going to be cleared. We don't want them clearing stuff and then walking all the way back up here, because that's just not efficient. And if we're anything, we're efficient. Alright, sorry about that. I had to go just a second, take care of something. I am back now and fully engaged in the game. Let me get my... Okay, of course I didn't start my stopwatch, so I don't know really how long this video is going to be, but that's okay. I'm sure you all are enjoying it to the degree that it'd be fine if it went on for hours and hours, so no harm, no foul there. Let's get... What do we need to do here? What I'm trying to do is find a way to get stuff from this quarry over here and not mess up my... I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let us go ahead and... We know we're going to build houses here. And I don't want them to build them right this minute, but if we map out where our houses will go, then we know how to build our road network. So pause, 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 pause. Now let's build our road. Bam. Okay. And where is this guy? It's right here. Okay, so let's build that. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's build that right there for now. Alright. Now, we might put houses here, we might put crops here. Probably not crops though, because that's a residential area. It's a Zone R3 residential area, as our local zoning authority would say, because the highest and best use of this land is definitely for residential, because we've got our market here. Market is for people to go buy and sell things. So you don't put farmlands and wheat fields all 5 miles all the way around a grocery store, right? So that's why we have zoning. So I'm going to let's go ahead and build out the footprint of our residential empire here. Bam, bam, bam. And we're paused. We're paused. We're paused. Pause, pause, pause. And boom, and oh yes. And I think we need just a few more houses. Bam. You see me doing that? I do that to make sure that I have everything lined up perfectly on the correct grid pattern. And we're going to pause that. That's a lot of houses. So we basically subdivided our land and we have formed building lots. And since this is basically communism, if I just let everything go, then they'll just get to it when they get to it. And okay, so now we kind of know where that. Okay, yeah, we need to pause that. What are we doing on our timeline? We're not actually moving. Okay, so let's tell people to get a move on here. They're clearing stuff. We got our tools. We got our firewood. We've got our food. Excellent. Everybody's doing a superb job. Absolutely superb job, everyone. We've got our quarry. Nobody's done anything here yet except they've removed something, not much. Okay, you see how I had that road coming in here. We need to earmark a place for our stockpile. So let's do that. They need to take a place to take this stuff. So let's give them a place to take it. I want you to take it right there. Yeah, there you go. Let's do that for now. Let's build a road here. Okay. Our builders certainly have more than enough to do now. As you can see, we could hire 11 builders. We can't do that because we only have 3 laborers left, and you really do need a supply of laborers if you want stuff to get done. Somebody's got to do the heavy lifting. I'm here to take some, what some might say, superior intellect as the manager of this game and the player of the game, and I'm directing the work through the efforts of others. That's the definition of leadership. Getting work through the efforts of others. But for some reason, even though I've been trying to get work and results through the efforts of others, these houses right here still are not built. Okay, this was from our last episode. So I must not be the best manager after all. We need some more stones here. We need 17 more stones to build this house. This one needs 40 stones. So we have 55 iron, we've got 81 wood, so what do we need? We need stone. That's the reason we built our quarry. But look what we have to build our quarry. So in the meantime, let's tell our folks to get out here and start getting some stone. There's some stone. Please do come down and get rid of all that and put it right here. I'd like to see it stacked up nice and neatly right there, please. You can put it here if you must. Anytime you see this right here, guys, we've got 100 tools. Let's pull our blacksmith away. Let's let him take a little vacation and go do some really hard work. You're not going to be inside the nice, dry, shelter blacksmith station anymore. You're going to be out in the rain with everyone, and you're going to have to be taking a pickaxe and getting stone up. That's what I've asked people to do. It's an ugly job, it's hard work, but somebody really does need to do it, and I'm afraid it's our blacksmith. It's going to have to be assigned to do it. They're also working over here to build our trading post, so they've got a lot going on. We've got 2 builders building all this at the same time. I would suggest that this is a lower priority. Let's pause that. We're pausing it. What does that do for us? It helps direct their efforts here, this stockpile, which really should have been done by now, and our quarry. I'll tell you what, let's speed things up just a bit. We're fine. We're fine on food. I want to see some progress here. All right, we got doing good on food still. I think I'm probably going to end up putting another one of those little barns right here because we've got food coming in here, and they're having to drag it over here all the time. Actually, might put it up here, but we don't need to make that decision right now. All right. Oh, wow, look at all that. Okay, we're not going to have a shortage of logs anytime soon. We've got one wood... Nope. Oh, yeah, that's a wood cutter. We've got one forester. Still doing good on food. Really have to keep an eye on that. I wish that was done first. I want to tell folks that needs to be a priority. I want you to do that before you do anything else. So look, I'm saying increase priority. Okay, good. Now all this stuff right here, they're going to pile it up here, in theory. Otherwise, if I hadn't done that, they would be they'd be literally carrying armloads of logs all the way up to here. And that substantially cuts that on the time. And see all this stone down here? And they can put it there. They don't need to carry it all the way up here. And if this isn't done, they're carrying it up here. That's not good. And as you can see, when stone gets in there, it immediately leaves. That's because the builders are coming out here and getting the stone and coming over here and building our houses with it. So finally now we've got 2 nice stone houses, and our stone houses apparently have better insulation because they don't require nearly as much firewood as a wooden house. I've not even built any wooden houses. Our boarding house is wood. We have 12 adults. We've got 9 children. We have really a growing little town here. And we're just trying to keep up with things. We're trying to keep things balanced. We're trying to meet the needs and demands of our citizens. And I think we're doing a pretty good job. Our biggest issue right now is stone. So we've got some builders out here doing this. And you hear that? We've got some laborers out here getting stone for us. Even after we build our quarry, though, we'll still clear the stone and stuff away here because it's going to have to be cleared to develop the land anyway, to put crops on it and pastures and orchards. And this game is really so much fun. I mean, I'm really excited about the game. I've played it over and over. It can really get big and complicated, and you've got stuff going on everywhere, and if you go away for a while and come back to it, sometimes you forget what's going on. So that's the nature of these strategy games. I'd really like to get rid of this because they can really keep all that here. They give you this little cart to start out with, but I haven't done anything with it quite yet. Okay, I've allowed our firewood. Okay, we're getting ready to have a problem, so let's get a woodcutter going here. That's not good. Folks if you start seeing little snowflakes on people, that means they are getting too cold. And so our fire guy, woodcutter, is cutting wood now. We need him to get that wood cut. I should have been keeping a better eye on that. Okay, so we've got 1 snowflake here. Look at our population. If they don't get some firewood, I'm going to slow things down a little bit. If they don't get firewood, they will die. They will freeze to death. They'll pop up here in yellow and tell me somebody's frozen to death because I was negligent and didn't make sure they had firewood. So that's a big emergency right now. Please get some firewood, guys. Need that firewood. And you can't have firewood unless you have stored logs here, which we have. Okay. Looks like that guy may have gotten his firewood. Okay, now okay. I think we might be in the clear here. Okay, look how many laborers we suddenly have. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's increase our hunters. We cannot get behind the 8 ball on this food. And that's the danger of running on 10x. You run on 10x, things start happening. You're not noticing them. The first thing you know, you run out of firewood. Then you've got a bunch of people, too many laborers, not enough people getting food, and the next thing you know, everybody's dead. So this game, you have to be patient. You can't run it out on 10x all the time. You really got to be paying attention to what you're doing. I actually believe it's time to build another food source. We've got our gatherer hut fully staffed. We now have our fisher hut fully staffed. We started out with fewer than 10 people. We now have 17 adults and 5 children. This right here is going to let us buy some livestock and some seeds and stuff for pasture and crops. Okay, our quarry is done. Okay, I want to assign one person to that. Where is it? Where do I assign someone to that? Stone cutter. Look, I can assign 15 stone cutters. Our next thing to build really would be a mine, and we need to build it to one of these hillsides here. We've got 17 iron, we've got 21 stone. Not a big emergency on iron just yet. I do want to see some stone. I want to see this stone taken up. As you can see, we've almost cleared out our area organically of stone. See that? We got that. All this is iron over here. If I start sending them over here, if I tell them to come over here and get this stone, look at all this stone that's over here. If I do that, they're going to be running back and forth, and they're going to be bogged down, and that is how you kill everybody, is misassigning things to people. We better go ahead and allow some more houses to be built. I'm going to allow them to focus on that again, and then let's also go ahead and get a fisherman hut going. We're going to get a fisherman hut going here. I would like it to be as close to that barn as we can get it. Let me build something here. I want it to be close to this barn because it's really where the food goes. Finally. Okay. Okay. Reserve of stone is low. Yes, I am aware. Trying to get a straight road in here. Okay, well, let's do that. Okay, so we've got them building a fisherman hut. We're finishing our trading post. Got 2 houses going. We've got 1 person in our stone quarry. We're still doing good on food. We're doing decent on firewood. Let's leave the firewood guy going. We've got 1 person in our forestry lodge. I think it's time to go ahead and order the destruction of all these resources here. So let's say clear all that out, please. Bam, go for it. Now I'm going to speed it up again at the risk of getting all messed up. But I've got it on 5x, and I'm paying attention to this stuff right here. Okay, running low on logs, but I literally just told them to cut down a bunch of trees. So they'll either take the logs there or here. Well, I need a lot of them to be here because that's where a woodcutter is. I don't know if the woodcutter can go here and get stuff or not. He might be able to. Okay. Still doing pretty good here. So what we've got going. Okay, they're putting logs there and stone and iron. Okay, now our low supply is iron and stone. I've just told them to clear out a bunch of this stuff. If I now say clear out this iron, that could create a issue. We really don't need tools yet. The highest calling of iron is to make tools with it. It's also used for some building as well. But okay, see this food number? I want that to be over 1,000. I want to keep it over 1,000. When it gets way low, sometimes it gets away from you, especially if your population keeps going. Your demand of food keeps going up. Okay. You see, I've got them working on that and that and that and that all at the same time, and they're cutting these trees down. So I've asked them to do a lot at once. That's why we oftentimes don't see a bunch of progress. So at the risk of making the same mistake I already made, I'm going to hit the 10x button, because I want to see some movement here. And we're keeping an eye on that, that, and that. The tools, the firewood, and the food. You cannot lose sight of that. Come on, guys, let's get those trees in. Keep the trees coming in. I think we could allow that to get a little higher. Let's set the max on our firewood to 300. Still feel good about the 100 for the tools, because those really don't get used up that quickly. Looking good. A nice cleared area is starting to look good here. There you go. It's looking good. Let's now tell them to get some of this iron. There you go. I want the iron. Do we have any iron down here? Yep. Got a little bit there. Do we have any in here? Nope. How about here? No. Okay, so now we got our, now that they've cleared all this stuff out, they're going to go out and get this iron here, put it here. It's going to make that number go up. We got one stone cutter here. Where's my stone cutter? I got a stone cutter right here. I don't see him here. Is he asleep on the job? I hear someone. No, I bet that's the iron guy. Okay, there he is. There he is. There you go, buddy. There you go. You just keep plugging along there. Okay. That, in theory, ensures that this number doesn't totally go down, but in practice, as you can see, it's not always foolproof. Let's slow things down here again before we get out of hand. Let's go ahead and earmark a spot for a mine. I'm going to earmark a spot for a mine. I know I'm probably going long on this video. That's okay. I'm sure you guys don't mind it. I hope you don't. This content, the quality of the content is just simply second to none, and I'm sure that you're grateful to me for that. I understand. You're very welcome. And we're just trying to make sure we're providing value here. These videos are worth exactly what you've paid for them. So just keep that in mind in case you feel like you got gypped on your investment. Okay, and building a road all the way around my little quarry. Did I do what I think I just did? Great. So I can't go all the way around my quarry. I thought I built it to where I could. Okay. Okay, I've got the mine earmarked. And let's say to do that. Bam. Bam. Where are we on our other building oh, okay. Alright. So we got this house fully supplied. So our builders, when they get to it, they can finish that project. And then our boarding house will become more desirable than it is. We need some stone for that. We're doing a little decent on stored iron. I still don't feel like I need to assign a blacksmith yet. This is coming along. Lead stone. Okay. And I told them to build this mine. Okay. Guys, I think that's it for now. We've gotten a lot accomplished in this particular video. We've got a long ways to go. We've got a whole lot of other support buildings to build. We've got to improve we've got just a little tiny village here. We don't really even have a marketplace yet. Our folks are having to go to every single little site to get every single little thing they need. We're going to work to build that out to help improve everyone's standard of living. So if you like this content, I would request that you hit the like button. It's the little thumbs up button there. Click that for me, please. Thank you so much for that. We try to provide high quality content to folks. We are not super duper polished yet on our production quality, but we try to have fun here and have a nice clean type of content for folks, and I hope you really enjoy the content. We are playing other games as well, not just Banished. But anyway, that's it for this episode, guys, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you so much.